The town of Hollow Creek slept under a veil of fog and superstition. Each October, pumpkins appeared on every doorstep, carved with uneasy smiles, as if mocking the people who placed them there. For generations, the townsfolk whispered one warning: never go near the old Harrow Farm on Halloween night. The four friends, Maya, Liam, Connor, and Elena, stood at the forest edge that evening, flashlights trembling in their hands. "Are you sure about this?" Elena asked, hugging herself. "People say the Pumpkin Man still guards that place." Connor scoffed. "Yeah, and my grandma says black cats can curse your soul. It's all stories." Maya grinned, mischief glinting in her eyes. "Exactly why we're going, to prove it's just a legend." Only Liam stayed quiet, watching the skeletal trees sway. "My cousin disappeared near that farm," he murmured. "They found his shoe in the field, nothing else." The others laughed nervously, but the sound died quickly. The wind howled through the trees like something alive, and the pumpkins along the path flickered, though none of them had candles. They stepped through the rusted gate. Beyond it lay the Harrow Farm, a landscape of death and silence. The farmhouse loomed, its windows black pits, its porch sagging under the weight of rot. "Welcome to the middle of nowhere," Connor muttered, kicking a withered gourd aside. Maya lifted her phone. "For the record, it's 10:03 p.m., Halloween night. Let's make history." Inside, the house reeked of damp wood and decay. Wallpaper peeled like old skin, and the floor groaned with every step. Their flashlight beams cut through thick dust, illuminating broken furniture, scattered toys, and half-melted candles stuck to the floor. Elena flinched as a door slammed upstairs. "It's the wind," she whispered, but her voice betrayed disbelief. Maya's beam caught a table in the corner. Upon it lay a massive leather-bound book, its cover stamped with strange runes. She brushed off the dust. "Harvest of Hollow Creek." Connor frowned. Probably a farmer's diary. Maya opened it. The pages were filled with sketches of pumpkin-headed figures, human bodies hung upside down, vines coiling around skulls, and scrawled text in some unrecognizable language. On one page, an illustration showed a man with a carved pumpkin for a head rising from the soil, arms outstretched, surrounded by flames. "The Pumpkin Man," Liam whispered. "He was said to rise every Halloween to claim souls for the harvest." Suddenly, a faint sound, scratching, came from beneath the floorboards. Then another, closer, like nails dragging across wood. Connor crouched. Probably rats. But when he pried up a loose plank, cold air rushed out. Inside the cavity lay something leathery and shriveled, a human hand clutching a pumpkin stem. Elena screamed. Connor dropped the board. The floor beneath them shuddered, and every candle in the room flickered to life, glowing green. A low voice slithered through the air. "The harvest begins at midnight." Maya slammed the book shut. "We're leaving." But as they turned, the front door burst open on its own, wind roaring through the room. The jack-o'-lanterns outside now glowed with the same eerie green light. Liam pointed to the field. "Look!" Through the fog, a figure stood at the far end of the pumpkin rows, tall, cloaked, its head an enormous carved pumpkin with a burning grin. The group bolted from the house. The field stretched before them like a maze, rows of pumpkins twisting into endless corridors. Behind them, heavy footsteps thudded. The pumpkin man followed, slow but unstoppable. His carved face flickered brighter with each step, the jagged mouth smiling wider. Liam's breath came ragged. "This can't be real. This can't be—" A vine whipped out of the soil, wrapping around his ankle. He fell hard. Maya and Elena turned, screaming, pulling at him, but the vine yanked Liam backward into the mist. His flashlight tumbled away. His scream echoed once, then stopped. "Liam!" Maya shouted. No answer, only laughter, low, wet, and wrong. Connor grabbed her arm. "We have to move!" They ran deeper into the maze. The pumpkins seemed to turn toward them, carved faces leering. Some began to move, rolling slowly, then faster, chasing like predators. One split open with a wet sound, revealing a half-rotted human face inside. Elena sobbed, "This place is alive!" The fog thickened until they could barely see their hands. Whispering voices filled the air. Liam's voice among them. "Maya, help me! He's wearing me now!" She clutched her head. "No! No! That's not real!" But it was, because in the next instant she saw a figure in the mist, wearing Liam's jacket, head replaced by a glowing pumpkin, moving in jerky, unnatural motions. Connor turned to run and froze. A vine shot through his chest, piercing him clean through. His body convulsed before being dragged beneath the soil. The earth swallowed him whole. Elena fell to her knees, screaming, "We're next! He's going to take us!" Maya grabbed her, shaking. "Not if we stop it. There has to be a way." She pulled the book from her backpack. It had somehow followed them, its pages fluttering in the wind. An open page glowed with the same runes carved into the giant pumpkins around them. At the bottom, in shaky English scrawl, it read, "Speak the words of release before the final hour, or the field will feed forever." They reached the center of the field, a clearing dominated by one colossal pumpkin, taller than a man. Its skin pulsed faintly, like breathing. Carved across its surface were hundreds of names, each one glowing faintly green. Elena traced a trembling finger over one. Liam Harrow. Maya's stomach dropped. It's his family's farm. He was the last bloodline. The ground shivered. The pumpkin man appeared again, closer than before, vines writhing around him like living armor. His carved grin split wider, and a deep rumble filled the air. "You cannot break the harvest," it intoned. "The soil remembers." Maya opened the book, flipping to the glowing page. The words twisted across it, rearranging themselves into English. "By light unkind and heart unpure, by root and vine I shall endure. But name unspoken, curse undone, when seed of sin meets morning sun." Elena shouted over the rising wind, "It's a spell! If we finish it before sunrise—" The pumpkin man raised an arm. Vines erupted, lashing at them. One wrapped around Elena's waist, dragging her upward. She clawed at it, screaming. Maya lunged, grabbing her friend's hands. "Say the words, together!" Both girls shouted the incantation. The giant pumpkin pulsed, the field convulsed, the vines writhed, tightening and then snapping apart. Elena dropped to the ground, coughing. The pumpkin man roared, green fire spewing from his eyes. The field around them ignited with an unholy glow. Pumpkins burst one by one, releasing smoke that formed distorted faces, the trapped souls of the harvest. Maya pressed on, voice breaking but resolute. "We're ending this." She plunged her hands into the soft flesh of the giant pumpkin, ripping out its glowing core, a pulsing green heart of vine and flame. The pumpkin man staggered, shrieking, the glow in his eyes flickering. "Go back," she screamed, "to the dirt." The pumpkin man's form began to collapse inward, vines twisting, bones snapping. Its grin faded, and its carved head split down the middle. A blinding flash tore through the field. Then, silence. When Maya opened her eyes, dawnlight filtered weakly through the dissipating fog. The field was barren. The pumpkins lay shattered and gray, vines shriveled like ash. The book in her hands crumbled to dust. Elena stirred beside her, trembling. "It's over?" Maya nodded slowly, though her gut whispered otherwise. They stumbled through the dying crops toward the forest. Behind them, the farmhouse sagged inward, consumed by rot. At the edge of the woods, Maya turned one last time. For a heartbeat, she thought she saw Liam standing in the distance. He raised a hand, not in greeting, but in warning, and vanished into the haze. That night, Hollow Creek slept peacefully for the first time in years. The fog lifted, the pumpkins on the porches went dark, and the town breathed again. But somewhere beneath the soil of Harrow Farm, a faint green glow began to pulse once more. The carved names on the buried pumpkins shimmered softly. One new name etched itself into the list: Maya Ellison. The pumpkin man's laughter, low and distant, rolled through the valley as the morning wind carried the scent of rot and harvest. Because curses don't die, they wait. You've just heard another tale from Cursed Chronicles, where every story has a heartbeat, even after death.